tonight's game with a strike. Well, 24 straight his last start. Is that my fault? 24 consecutive strikes to open up his last start. Something that had never been done before. The pitch tracking era, George Kirby. Joe Musgrove had the previous record of 21.
To be outside of it, that's just not George Kirby.
Well, that just misses above the zone. It's 3 balls and a strike. You look at starting pitchers right now in baseball, and there is not a starting pitcher to walk a batter in his last start. No team is as aggressive at the plate as the Tigers in or out of the strike zone. And he gets the borderline call for strike 3. Kirby, which I think we kind of all thought Cal was this really polished defensive catcher. Not that he wasn't, but Scott.
Yeah, interestingly enough, you think that because most catchers are defense first, that was Cal. And his defense has been growing even late in the minors, and now you're seeing it all come together.
There's a big bouncer out to second base. Toro back with the big league club. We got to change something up. We got to get Kirby to expand. And Pete was saying, I want to see how many
experience behind him. That's a pretty bold statement right there.
That's a good point. It's a dangerous place to live, right? Inside the strike zone, unless you have quality strikes. Harold Castro riding a 7-game hitting streak. Dots him up at the knees at 96 for strike. It's been interesting to see some changes. Yeah, I mean it's its own solar system.
Different from day to day.
That's very fair. You know, he develops a 2-seamer once he saw the success that Robbie had with it. That takes kind of a funny hop. Toro slide tackles it. More breaking ball than a softer breaking ball, so that slider was kind of in that 87 to 89 mile-an-hour range. But the slider now has been kind of more 85, more repertoire on Baseball Savant, so the StatCast numbers. That's right back and past Toro. A 1-out single for Miguel Cabrera.
Inning, and he's already thrown 5 different pitches. That's not who he was a year ago.
Well, that's a good pitch. 96 with precision plays even better. That's a weak hack at it. 96 dots the upper outside.
Manipulating the baseball. And you talk to Kirby telling the story of the 2-seamer.
Out towards Julio. He gives some ground, but settles just in front of the warning track to make the catch. Mariners leading on a Ty France home run. At the knees for strike.
One of the most popular players in the game.
High fastball fouled back, 0-2. Shift on for Candelario. Ground ball finds tonight's shortstop. Adam Frazier swung over. Hair and all. So here is Kirby after a lengthy time down. No signs of rust to first.
Not that he needs to be told this, but with a 7, throw your best strikes.
As some would say, let it eat, George. Let
Really?
it eat. You know,
That's a thing?
You know, Scott's a let it hunt guy. Now, I'm fairly certain Scott intentionally avoids it just because he knows how much joy it brings me. New and improved.
Looking like a prize fighter between the stitches on his forehead and the bruised knuckle from getting. He also has got a lot of people here. His mom, of course, is from South Detroit, born and raised. And it would start maybe at Grandma and Grandpa's and go to an aunt and uncle for another course, and you want the invite from everyone.
Well, the Mariners pushed 6 runs across home plate.
To the game on Sunday.
Yeah, since Flexen was moved to the bullpen. Strike 3 call. Paint at 97. Very good case that can be made, Shannon. I mean, he's in the zone. He's got swing and miss stuff.
Maybe we see it tonight.
Have a good. Wood began the year on the injured list. Injured this year is one of the very top prospects. 2 outs, nobody on. Swing and a miss at the top.
Hour for the start today with the fastball.
He does swing and miss. So when you look at rookies this year, that's one thing that really stands out about it. 2 outs, nobody on, the shift on. Swing and a miss. An oblique ripper that time. Green for a few innings. Bill's good to be with you.
Yeah, you too, Aaron. You and Shannon had it rolling, though. I'm feeling a little bit of pressure.
Well, Bill, obviously, Kirby is just picking up where he left off in his last start in person. You try to express to them that he is an elite level strike thrower. And my goodness, is he living up to that, Bill?
Junior, senior, he's already in the graduate class. It's fun to watch. And now adding the two-seam fastball, which he's gotten 2 of his strikeouts on, which
33 of his first 44 pitches have been strikes. He gets the call there for strike 1 by Google Cloud. That's funny. Well, 98 that time from Kirby.
He can hit the ball, which not in the strike zone, and do some damage on it. I mean, it obviously hasn't happened this year as much. Field, and the power isn't there, but there's been some home runs in this game, Aaron. But this is the toughest ballpark in the majors to hit home runs in this year.
He's hit fewer home runs this year than the Tigers. He goes chasing after a pitch, fouls it away.
Hit the dirt, or to take and use a pitch just to move him off the plate.
How about blowing 97 right past Javier Baez? Well, he's taken all the way. He takes strike 1. We've seen a lot of this tonight. Some week 3 hoppers out to Toro. He takes high for ball 1.
Guys, incredible right-hand hitters of my era, and they all hit the ball to right center with a lot of authority. And I think when you do that, you're difficult.
Authority part, Bill, is really the key that you worked in there, because it's hard to think of many players who that aren't Hall of Fame caliber players. It's a really hard thing to do, and the guys who can do it, again,
so admired his approach and the challenge that he creates for pitchers. I can just tell you that's the worst nightmare, right? A guy with power that just stays inside the baseball. Hey.
This is driven hard the opposite way. Haniger can't make the catch. It's off the wall. Extra bases for Cabrera. In home runs with 30. Former 19th round draft pick out of Virginia Tech.
I think the positions a lot of places wide open.
Now Kirby gets ahead. The 0-2. He just gets a piece. Now, in what way? Explain that, Bill, because some people might think, well, pitching with a big league, don't you just pump?
I mean, the art of pitching with a big lead. You don't want to walk people. That's what you don't want to do.
He rings them up with a top. Ground ball. Frazier, he planks it on the backhand. Getting the start tonight at shortstop. That moves Cabrera into third base.
Induce a ground ball, a slow runner, get the double play.
From flexing out of the bullpen, written all over it. That's a good sign.
Well, I think there's something to be said about keeping all your guys sharp.
Yeah, the Mariners are in an interesting spot. They're not all the same. Oh, just missing, and a rare walk. He fouls that back. There's strike 1. One and 2 now. Kirby trying to get out of a 1-out bases low.
With George, that's a pretty good comp.
I would say so, as that pitch is in the dirt. Here comes the 2-2. Jams him with a good fastball. Jams him. Little loop. Taken with two hands from Suarez for out number. Starts him off with strike one to the knee. Blows it right past him, up or outside. Kirby's 0-2. Takes his feet right out. Loaded. Kirby's 2-2. And we're to center, but Julio, plenty of space. He makes the catch.